Hi, I'm Randy Ferguson. Welcome to the Love, Courage, and Achievement Project. We just call it the LCA. This video is about how do you live free of self-judgment. I've heard it said that the average human being thinks 60 to 70,000 thoughts in a 24-hour time period. That's like a river of thought. And when a lot of that thought is about our limitations, it's about putting us down, it's about what we can't do, that's like fighting a river. It's exhaustive. And it takes an enormous toll on our self-esteem. And when our self-esteem is compromised, it costs us. It costs us in relationships. What does it cost us in our finances? What's it cost us in our productivity? So it's a big deal. This program is about how do you turn that around so that river, instead of fighting against you, is carrying you forward. And that's absolutely possible. To understand this notion of self-judgment and how to dismantle that mechanism, we have to have an understanding of something that we call core issues. A core issue is a basic judgment against self that we made at a time of a hurt, typically growing up. Now, in 30 years of doing this work, what I've discovered is that even in the best of families, you're going to get hurt. It's going to happen. If it doesn't happen at home, it's going to happen on the playground. But at some point, we're going to get hurt. And what we do as a child, because we're egocentric, is we take it against ourselves. There must be something wrong with me that Dad keeps putting me down. There must be something wrong with me that Mom's not there when I need her. There must be something wrong with me. I'm no good. I'm stupid. I'm not worth loving. I don't matter. I just don't have what it takes. There's something wrong with me. I'm a mistake. It's something along that line. Now, is any of that true? No, it's total hogwash. It's not at all true. But it sure is to that little kid. My brother shares a story of a time when he was in a department store and he was waiting in line to buy his purchase, and in front of him was this mom with a little girl. And the little girl had a soft drink. She just spilled it. She just dropped it on the floor. Mom looks at the little girl and goes, "What's the matter with you? I told you to hang on to that. How could you drop that? How could you be so stupid?" And she said that. And Bill was shocked, and other customers are going, "Wow." Here's the point. How many times would something like that have to happen before that little girl believed that she was stupid? Really bought it. Now, is the little girl stupid, or did she just drop her soft drink? Obviously. The point is that stuff like that happens, even in the best of families, and we take it on. Now, if you've got a judgment against self and it's imbued with tremendous hurt, even though it's not true, it becomes a catalyst. It's something that starts to mold our identity, and it becomes what we call a hot spot or a sore spot. Take a look in your own life. What are the set of circumstances that when X happens, you get triggered and all that ancient hurt comes up in something we call upset? Sometimes people will ask the question, how do I know if I have any core issues? And the answer is, you know you have core issues if you ever get upset about anything. Because where does upset live? Does it live out there, or does it live in here? Anytime you're upset, where that upset lives is in here. And it wouldn't live in here if there wasn't something in here getting upset. What is that? So, there's 3 steps to healing core issues and turning this whole thing around. Number 1, you need to have a basic understanding of the mechanics. Number 2, you need to be able to identify specifically what is that core issue. And here's how you'll know it's your core issue. You won't like it one bit. Give me that guy's core issue, but not that one, anything but that one. If that's true about me, I might as well curl up and die. When you're at that place, you've hit the mother lode. So, number 2, you identify what is that core issue in you that has been sabotaging like crazy. Number 3, we take you through a process, step by step by step, where you release the core issue. And here's the essence of it. In the longer version, I'm going to walk you through the steps so that you can literally feel a weight lifted from your shoulders. But here's the essence of it. When we create that judgment against self, at the same time, we hate it. So let's say I've created a core issue against myself that I'm just not good enough. No matter what I do, no matter what, who I am isn't good enough. We intellectually know that's not true, but we start feeling that in our heart and operating as if it is true. So something comes along that says, you know what, you're not good enough. And I go, you know what, that's not the truth. I'll work twice as hard. I'll get 5 more degrees. I'll earn twice as much money. And it comes back. No, you're not good enough. And so there's this battle that's taking place. I'm fighting and resisting the core issue. Well, many of you know that what you resist, what? Persists. So if you're fighting and resisting your core issue, consider the possibility that you're actually feeding it. So there's 2 main ahas to heal core issues. And you probably won't like them, but here's the truth. Number 1, that once you've created the core issue, you can't uncreate it. Try disappearing the notion of stupid. Try disappearing the notion of not good enough. You can't, because the more you fight it and resist it, what happens? It gets bigger. Try getting rid of the color green. When you start trying to get rid of the color green, what happens all around you? That's right, green shows up. So you're never going to push it away. You're never going to be able to fight it and resist it. And you're certainly never going to get enough evidence on the outside to make your core issue go away on the inside. Why is that? Because it's not missing on the outside. Where's it missing? So the first aha is to realize that once you've created your core issue, it's never, ever, 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 ever going to go away. Here's the second aha. You don't have to get rid of the core issue in order to be free. See, ultimately, what has created your suffering isn't the core issue itself. It's your fighting and resisting the core issue. And the more you fight it and resist it, like we said, you feed it. So if fighting it and resisting it has been creating the suffering, what's going to create the healing? That's right, embracing it. Well, wait a minute, Randy, you can't tell me I give myself permission to be stupid, to be not good enough. That's exactly what I'm saying. In your actions, you're committed to excellence, but in the realm of the heart, you love you unconditionally. And see, this is totally contrary to what we've been taught in our culture. In our culture, you got to be smart, you got to be good looking, you got to be rich, you got to act a certain way. Your kids have to behave, you have to have certain assets. And as soon as you get all those things lined up, then you can love you. But is that love? Here's another way of looking at it. If you had a child with a birthmark, how much less would you love the child? None, right? If anything, more. Your core issue is your birthmark. Can you love you with the core issue? Because it's not going away. You can fight it or resist it, or you can embrace it. And here's what happens when you embrace it, you're free. It's no longer an issue. In other words, when you can get to a place where you quit resisting it, then when something triggers it, it's like, it just doesn't mean anything. And you move forward in the direction of your effectiveness. It's really quite miraculous to watch this happen. In our longer video, I'm going to walk you through a process where we're going to go over the specific mechanics of how does core issue work really. And then I'm going to take you through a process where you're going to find it. You're going to take that sucker and you're going to put it right under the light where it starts to lose its power. And then I'm going to take you through a process where we're going to pull the plug on it. That's what we're going to do. So, several options here. Number one, you can click on the button below and actually have access to that longer version. We'll take you through the process. Second option is that you can become an LCA member and actually have access to all the longer versions of the videos. It's quite life-altering. And then the third option is you can call the office and you can schedule your own 90-minute one-on-one session. There's no charge for it, where you get to really have a conversation about your life and what's it going to take to move it to a whole higher level. And this will be with one of our certified LCA consultants. That truly is life-altering. You leave that conversation with a sense of hope, with a sense of, oh my gosh, we can take this to a next level. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. It just speaks volumes of who you are. Look forward to what's next. Take care. Bye-bye.